Morning, everybody. This is Miss Sopiers Rianda. And first, I want to start off by just telling you how hard you have been working and acknowledge and give you kudos on what hard work I have seen this past week with students writing their first draft. Let me tell you, the past 2 weeks have been a lot of hard work. This is the part of the essay that is the most painful, I think, as a writer. Not only do you have to think of your topic, but then you have to do your research, and then you have to organize all your research, and then finally draft it all. So, you have really done the hard part for this assignment at this point. This week, all you're doing is actually submitting that final draft after doing some peer editing and reviewing my feedback on your first draft. You are going to revise it and then finally submit it into Turnitin.com. And so that's what the bulk of this session really is. And so we'll scroll down, hit Unit 3, Session 4, and this is the last session of this unit. And work is due, your final draft is due November 3rd, but by midnight into Turnitin.com. And again, I'll walk you through that entire process. So click on Session 4, watch the video, and then after watching the video, click on the session plan. And what you're going to be doing this week is, in addition to finalizing your argumentative essay and turning it into Turnitin.com, you're also going to be reviewing the concept of academic integrity and what that is, also reviewing what plagiarism is and is not before you submit that essay. And these are the assignments this week and the suggested schedule. We're going to be doing some peer editing and then finally submitting or publishing your final draft. And here is the suggested schedule for the week. Remember, when you submit to peer editing, come back and respond 2 times. Okay, don't respond necessarily to someone who's responded to you. Respond to 2 other papers to get some feedback. And also use that feedback to revise your essay. So I'm going to click on this session. And in these slides that I'm pointing to, they review what academic integrity is, defining what plagiarism is, and then finally also what Turnitin.com is, how to create an account, and also how to enter our classroom. Because you can have an account with Turnitin.com and be in several different classrooms. So I give you the code, the password, to be in English 9. And that's what you're going to submit your final draft after your peer editing and revising. Okay, so that's what all of these slides are about Turnitin.com. Okay, then after reviewing information on academic integrity, plagiarism, and Turnitin.com, it's time to do some peer editing. Now, what you'll do is, this is much like what we did with your I Believe essay. You're going to post your rough draft by using the file button right there, and then you're going to give a brief description on what you would like some feedback on. And then what you'll do is, once you post your first draft, you'll then provide detailed feedback on at least 2 other students' drafts. And I want you to answer these 3 questions. And what you can do in the feedback is do number 1, what works in the draft so far, number 2, number 3, and answer them that way. Also, please avoid statements like, this is just a great essay, and then nothing else, or I wouldn't change a thing. You want to give them positive feedback, but then you also want to follow up and give them at least one way that they can improve their essay. For the argumentative essay, was it convincing? Did you believe their argument? Did they persuade you? If not, why? And how could they have persuaded you? So think of that when you are providing your peer feedback. And this discussion, because it is a bit more substantial, it is worth 30 points instead of the traditional 20 points. Okay, so after you review my feedback, now what this means is go back to session 3 and look at all the feedback for your introduction, for your 3 body paragraphs, and your conclusion. So you look at my feedback from the last session, then you look at the feedback from your peers, and then revise your essay accordingly. Once you are happy with your essay after looking at all of the feedback and making those revisions, what you'll do next is submit your essay into Turnitin.com. So click Next for more details here. So your argumentative essay and works cited page will be turned into Turnitin.com. There is no Dropbox here. This is not the place to submit your essay. You will turn in your essay and your works cited page into Turnitin.com after you review all of the feedback provided to you by myself and by your peers. Now, if you don't know what Turnitin.com is at this point, go back in this session and find out. Go back and find out how to get an account with Turnitin.com and enroll in English 9, because those are all in this session. Once you have all of that set up and you have once again looked over that sample paper and looked over the rubric to make sure that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for what an A looks like, because I know that's all of yours expectation. Goal is to get an A on this paper. What you'll do is then go to Turnitin.com and submit it there. Now the thing is, this is where I will be transferring your grade. So once I grade your paper in Turnitin.com, then I'll transfer the grade to Schoology. Okay? So you really don't have to do anything on this page aside from the fact of going to Turnitin.com and submitting it there. Once I grade it there, you'll go back there to Turnitin.com and review the feedback, but I will transfer the grade over. Okay? And then once you submit your final argumentative paper and works cited page, you are done with this session. Take a breather. You guys worked really hard. This was by far, as I mentioned before, the hardest assignment or hardest writing assignment thus far. So good job.